All right, and now it's time for today's sponsor, I Wish I Had. And today's sponsor, I Wish I Had, is a fantastic product and that I have used for a long time and also kind of makes me feel a little older, but that's okay because I am a little older. You might be able to see this if you're watching on YouTube on the Saturday is Dadder media channel on YouTube. But what I am showing here for this week is a Travis Mathew product. Everybody knows the brand Travis Mathew. And this is a shoe called the Quater, except it's spelled Cuater. So hard to spell, hard to pronounce, not hard to wear, and not hard to absolutely love. These are some shoes. This color is in navy. And I bought these shoes because I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but shoes to me, they have to speak to me. And if you look behind me on video, you can see I've got a couple of pair of Jordans that my good friend Ryan got me for my 40th birthday. But shoes have to speak to me. I can't just go buy a pair of shoes and be fine. As we talk about practical ways to spend your money like I did not do in my 20s. But when I think about shoes, they have to speak to me. They have to say, you need these right now. And one of the things that's difficult is as we as a society are kind of transitioning into sort of this business, athleisure, casual wear for a lot of stuff is finding clothes and shoes that strike that balance of, hey, I can wear this to a business meeting. I can wear this on a date. I can wear this to get groceries. I can wear this with a nice button down, whatever. And it used to be you kind of had your formal, expensive dress shoes that were not very comfortable that you would wear. And then you had kind of your casual shoes that you could wear on a casual Friday, but there wasn't really something, it was hard to find a good pair of shoes to fit in between. So that's what this is. The Travis Mathew Quater, these are super lightweight, they're breathable, they're made from partly recycled materials. I have them in a navy color. They're incredibly comfortable. They're incredibly easy to put on and take off, which as we get older is definitely helpful. So I recommend check these out on their website, on their Instagram page. I actually went into the store over in Scottsdale, close to where I live, and everybody there that helped me couldn't have been more helpful. It was a really cool store. They have an unbelievable pool table that I believe is all glass when you walk in. It's either a pool table or a ping pong table, but it is awesome. So if you are near a Travis Mathew store, go and check it out. If you're not, get online, check these shoes out. The Travis Mathew Quater shoes. Today's sponsor, I Wish I Had. All right, now it's time for this week's Just the Tip segment. And for this week's Just the Tip segment, I'm going to talk about wine briefly. And I want to throw all the disclaimers out there on the front end. I am not a wine expert. I am not a wine aficionado. I am simply someone who enjoys wine. Like Michael Scott from The Office when he swirls around a white and smells it and says, this is a nice white wine. So I'm slightly above that, but that's about it. But one of the things I did learn when my wife and I were fortunate enough to go to Napa, and then I also learned this from when I cooked in restaurants and talked to the sommeliers that we had on staff who were actually wine experts, was oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes if you can find a wine that is made from a single vineyard, you are often going to find that the winemakers are able to give those grapes a little bit more TLC, a little bit more care, and they're able to have a little bit more control over the growth and the quality and the time to select and the whole process. So if you are in a wine store, I would highly recommend taking a look or asking whoever is there if they can point you to any wines, whatever varietal you like, if it's Pinot or Cab or Merlot, but don't tell anybody on Sideways movie to drink Merlot. But any wine that you like, is see if you can ask, hey, do you have anything from a single vineyard? And two of my favorites are Hyde and Barnett. And Barnett I am partial to simply because I was able to go to that vineyard. It is way up in the mountains in, I believe, St. Helena near Napa. And we were actually there and got to sit on like this little table area that just overlooked right into the valley of Napa Valley. And as we were up there, it was really sunny out and it was warm and we had our jackets off. And then all of a sudden, all these clouds rolled in, and they rolled in to the point where like we could barely see each other across the table. It was like the craziest thing that I had ever seen in my life. You could not see down into the valley anymore. We threw our jackets back on. It was really cold. And then 20, 30 minutes later, it kind of passed through and you could see each other easily again and see back down into the valley again. That was always a really neat experience. So my recommendation, again, with all the disclaimers that I am not a sommelier or an aficionado or an expert or anything like that, is sometimes, not always, but sometimes, if you look for a single vineyard wine, you can often find a little bit higher quality and a little bit more well-rounded and balanced wine, because those winemakers are able to give those grapes and the whole process a little extra TLC. So that is this week's Just the Tip. Okay, now it's time for this week's Whisper In. And this week is an Instagram account that I absolutely love, and it's called Pizza of Art, Pizzofart, kind of like pizza art, piece of art. And I love this because if anybody knows me, you know that my first, second, and third favorite food is pizza. I absolutely love pizza. And this account, the guy who runs this and posts all these videos, is absolutely awesome because he makes absolutely killer pizzas out of his regular oven at home. And what I think is really great about that for the average person is that you don't need to have a bunch of fancy equipment to make a really great pizza. And it's not that hard to do. I was intimidated by making pizza dough and by working with pizza dough and by trying to flatten it out and use my hands to stretch out the pizza dough. But once you get over that fear of ruining a pizza dough ball, then it's no big deal and you can really have fun. And this account, Pizza of Art, does a great job in showing a whole bunch of great pizzas and very easy recipes. And there's links to products to help with that and equipment to help with that. So I highly recommend checking out Pizza of Art on Instagram, on YouTube, also on Facebook. This week's Whisper In Pizza of Art Instagram account.